Hello, my dear students. So, our today's topic of discussion is states of matter. Basically, states of matter, it is generally said that uh, we can classify the different states of matters, in two categories. One is physical classification, another one is chemical classification. So, we can divide these in two categories. One is physical classification and another one is chemical classification. So, as per physical classification, we can define matter basically in three categories. One is solid. What is solid? Solid is a state of matter which has definite shape and definite volume. Second one is liquid. Liquid is a state of matter which has definite volume but it does not have any definite shape. And the third one is gaseous or gaseous. What is gas? A gas is a state of matter which have no fixed shape and no fixed volume. Now the question is, what is the main reason behind this classification, or what is the main factor behind this classification? The main factor behind this type of classification is intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces. If we consider solids, then we can say that the intermolecular force of attraction between the solid molecules or solid particles is very high, and that is lower in case of liquid and very low in case of gases. That is, the order of intermolecular forces is solid is greater than liquid is greater than gaseous. That's why we can move our hand easily in air or water. In water we can less easily move our hand compared to air, but we cannot move our hand through the solid easily. Why? Because the intermolecular forces in case of solid particles is very high, and due to these high intermolecular forces, the solid molecules or solid particles, they accumulate with each other very strongly, and in this accumulation, in such kind of accumulation, any particle, it can only have vibrational degree of freedom or vibrational motion, that it can vibrate, it can vibrate, but it cannot translate, it cannot rotate easily. But in case of liquid, it has vibrational motion, it has rotational motion, and it has translational motion. In case of gaseous, also there is a vibrational, rotational, and translational. But in case of solid, the vibrational force is the main force, and vibrational degree of freedom is the main degree of freedom. Now, if we move our focus on solids, then we can classify solids in two categories. So we can classify solids in two categories. One is crystalline. Crystalline solids are consist of large number of crystals. And what is a crystal? A crystal is a definite arrangement, a definite pattern of arrangement, a regular pattern of arrangement which moves itself in three-dimensional manner and form a big solid. And another one is amorphous. What is amorphous? Amorphous solids consist of particles of irregular shape. For example, sodium chloride or table salt or diamond, quartz, they are crystalline in nature. They have different shape, and as they have definite shape, so their planes are separated in a definite distance, and these planes are parallel to each other, so it can show regular type of reflection. But in case of amorphous solids, or which are called pseudo solids or supercool liquids like glass, rubber, plastics, etc., they does not have regular pattern, they does not have parallel planes. That's why they cannot show regular reflection. Okay, that's why crystalline solid can shine but amorphous cannot. Again, also solid have rigidity, but liquid and gases, they does not have any rigidity. And one thing I have to say, that this liquid and gaseous state, they are also called fluids. Why? Because they can flow, they can flow easily. That's why they are termed as fluids. Now come to the chemical classification. As per the chemical classification of matter, matter can be divided in two categories. One is pure substance, another one is mixtures. The pure substance, this can be categorized in two parts. One is elements, another one is compound. And if you can classify elements, then it can be classified in three types. One is metal, another one is non-metal, another one is metalloids. And for compounds, they can be classified in two types. One is organic, another one is inorganic. For example, metal, we can say sodium is a metal, calcium is a metal, mercury is a metal. metal but liquid metal, etc. For non-metals, bromine, chlorine, iodine, etc. Oxygen, etc. For metalloids, arsenic, antimony, these are metalloids. What is metalloids? Metalloids have both the characteristics of metal and non-metals. And for compounds, the organic compounds are benzene, the organic compounds are phenols, alcohols, esters, ethers, etc. And for inorganic compound, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, HNO3 nitric acid, calcium chloride, sodium hydroxide, etc. They are inorganic substances. Also, mixtures can be classified in two types. One is homogeneous, another one is heterogeneous. Now the question is, what is homogeneous and what is heterogeneous? Homogeneous mixtures are those kind of mixtures which have uniform composition throughout the whole mixture. For example of such mixtures are salt in water, sugar in water, methanol and water, okay, etc. So these are also known as true solutions. Okay, and in this solution diameter of solute particle is less than 1 nanometer. And what is heterogeneous mixture? Heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that contain physically distinct parts and have non-uniform composition, like sodium chloride and iron fillings, like salt and sulfur, like oil in water, like colloids or suspensions. They are heterogeneous type of mixtures. Now come to the pure matters. Number one is elements. What is elements? Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element. And what is element? Lavoisier defined that an element as a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any physical or chemical process. Okay. Now, what is compound? A compound is a pure substance composed of two or more elements, and they chemically combined with one another in a fixed proportion and form the compound, like sugar, like salt, okay, etc. Now what is metal? Metal which are electropositive in nature and can form positive ions easily, can donate electrons, they are metals. Which are non-metals? Non-metals, they are electronegative in nature, they cannot donate electron easily to any substance. Okay. And what is metalloid? The elements which have both the characteristics, or more precisely it can be said, which have the borderline characteristics between metal and non-metals. They are termed as metalloids. In the modern periodic table, metals are situated in the left side of the periodic table. Metalloids is in the group 13, 14 and 15, and non-metals are in group 16 and 17, that is right side of the periodic table. So Also, in the physical classification, there are two more states of matter. They are number one, plasma, and number two, Bose-Einstein condensate or Beck. What is plasma? Plasma is consist of super energetic and super excited particles. These particles are in the form of ionized gases. For example, the fluorescent tube or the neon gas bulbs, neon sign bulbs, which are used in shop holdings, they consist of plasma. The sun and the stars glow because they have plasma within them. And due to this plasma, the temperature of sun or any star is very high. Another one is Bose-Einstein condensate. This state is named after the name of renowned scientist Sir Satyendranath Bose and Sir Albert Einstein. This BEC or Beck is formed by cooling a gas of extremely low density, about 100,000 the density of normal air, to super low temperatures. Okay, so this is all about the different states of matters. Okay, in our next lectures we will know about the interconversion of different states of matter, both physical classified matters and also chemical classified matters. Okay, thank you.